Yeah. All right. Thank you, Travis. We'll do it at 8:30. So we showed you this clip last week of some mountain goats. They were having a little bit of fun. This was happening at Mount Blue Sky. Now we're live with the photographer behind it who actually captured this, who's now encouraging other people to get out and capture nature.
Michael Rhino, president of Professional Photographers of, the Professional Photographers of Colorado.
We're open
Very
to
cool.
amateurs as well as professionals.
Well, you're looking at two amateurs right here.
There you
Yes.
go. Great.
We're actually in a couple minutes going to submit our nature shot and have you judge it for us.
I would love to.
But I want to ask you first off, how you got into photography? I mean, that clip is pretty cute there. Were you always up there in like the mountains trying to get nature stuff?
So I go up a lot of times for landscape photography. That's sort of where I got into it. Got into photography about 8 years ago. Got a camera to go take pictures of up in the mountains. I do a lot of fly fishing and hiking.
Sure.
So
Cool.
those trout live in pretty places. So I want to go try and catch get those.
Is that your photo?
Yeah, those are some of the photos that
So I have to ask,
sure.
was that your vehicle?
It was not my vehicle.
Okay.
But since then, I've got in touch with the person who owns the vehicle. No damage to the vehicle, no damage to the box, the cargo box up above. In fact, she was really quite excited when she got back. The funny story is when she got back to her car, she started taking video. She was with somebody else. She had been out on a long hike. She was taking video, and within there, she says, I really wish I could have seen this. And so along comes my video through social media. Somebody recognized her car.
That's
Hey, I
awesome.
think this is your car. I happen to catch.
She's like, wait a minute.
Hey, get off
I
my
recognize
Subaru.
that.
A couple of quick things I want to ask you. Number one, you obviously use this pretty high-end gear. As a photographer, an amateur like me, can I just use my iPhone? Is that enough?
Completely. The iPhones have come a long ways these days in that, right? There's certain things I think you can still do with professional, camera gear and lenses and so forth and that, as far as depth of field and some of the other things that we do. But a lot of the things that you see here with today's iPhones and so forth, you can do quite a bit.
What's the best way to start learning about it? Should I just do online tutorials, or do you have a group we could join? What's the deal?
So as you mentioned earlier in that, I'm president, third year now, president of Professional Photographers of Colorado. Prior to that, I was in 2020 and 2021, I was president of Lone Tree Photo Club. And believe it or not, the way that I came across it was as soon as I bought the camera, thought, I really want to learn how to use it. I opened the box and I didn't even know what aperture was, didn't know what some of the settings were. So let me go and join. I just Googled,
Join the club.
found a club that was a couple miles
Just
from my house.
Would you mind?
Gotta get out there and do that.
Before you go, would you mind judging our nature picture?
Would love to.
We both submitted one.
Okay.
Let's see who's
up first?
Who's up first? Oh, that's mine.
Wow.
So we just got back from Spain.
Okay.
There we are on the balcony of our cruise ship.
Gorgeous.
That's our cabin.
Yeah.
You like the composition?
I love the composition. Here's what I like about it. The colors are beautiful, right? I like the separation. These are just kind of things that we pick up sometimes in our critiques and judging and that. The little separation of where your head is separated so you can see that you're not like right up against whatever that is over to the right. If I was going to make just one small suggestion, is if I look at the horizon line, does it look like it slopes a little bit from left to right? If you look far back there, it's close. It's close.
Okay.
It's a real easy fix.
You were close.
It's a real fix.
All right, I'll
even
take that.
Oh, and this is mine. So this is Theodore. That's my
gorgeous.
dog down there.
Wonderful, beautiful.
It was St. Mary's Glacier.
I love
My
that.
dog Theodore. He's in most of my pictures. So yeah.
So I have a German Shepherd, and he ends up in the front of my camera lens quite a few
Yeah.
times.
What's the critique?
So the critique, I love,
None.
so I love the fact that you've got just enough sky in there. You can see the lake, right? So your composition, if you were a little bit lower, you wouldn't see quite as much of the lake. The fact that we're right there is gorgeous. I love having the dog. You can see the side of the face. Part of the storytelling here is you're wondering like what the dog's looking at over here. Why aren't you looking at this beautiful scene that's over in the
Probably
direction
looking
of
at
your camera?
snacks. I think we had some sandwiches that day,
There
so
you
that's
go.
what he's looking at.
Dogs will always pay attention
We
Yeah.
to that, right?
appreciate the advice, the tips, and great job getting the word out.
Thank you
Great.
so
You
much.
guys. Great. Thank
Awesome
you for
to
having
meet
me.
you.
How about join the club? We're going to come right back.
Help underprivileged